So a little while ago, we got the new trailer for Captain America Brave New World, the brand new MCU movie coming in next February. And this is a film I'm very conflicted on. I'm very excited to see it, but I'm also dreading it. And I'm going to tell you why, and why I am very conflicted, and why I think a lot of people are a bit wary of this film now. Because there's a lot of things that have gone on behind the scenes, and things that are obvious from the trailers and what has been said. And I thought I'd tell you why I and a lot of people are a little bit cautious of this film. So from what we've seen in the trailers, this looks like it's going to be a grounded political thriller, which is very reminiscent of stuff like The Winter Soldier and Captain America Civil War, kind of going back to the roots of the older Captain America films, which is something I really do appreciate. I have said for many years that Marvel does need to learn to grow up with their audience, which they haven't really been doing, so that is a very positive sign. But what I'm concerned about is the actual plot of the movie and what's going to happen, characters, what's going to impact the MCU, all of that. And it's because of the characters themselves that I'm not too confident. I'm going to be honest, I've never really been a big Sam Wilson fan. He's just kind of there. He doesn't really do anything. Even in the Falcon and Winter Soldier show, which is probably one of my least favourite MCU shows, I still didn't really like him that much. His turn into Captain America just wasn't impactful to me. And also we've got the new Falcon, who was in the Falcon and Winter Soldier show as well, but we don't really know much about him, so we're kind of going to develop him as well. So this movie is going to try and find a way to make me really like Sam Wilson, and also make me really like the new Falcon as well. But on top of that, we've got, from what we know, 3 villains being introduced. We've got the leader, played by Tim Blake Nelson, who was teased all the way back in Incredible Hulk in 2008. Bit of a weird decision, but I'm all down for it. Giancarlo Esposito is making his MCU debut as Sidewinder. And we've also got Red Hulk. Thaddeus Ross has been teased to be this character for many years. We're finally getting him. And from what I've said to you already, this story already feels overcramped. And on top of all these characters and this political thriller backdrop, we're also going back to the roots of Eternals, explaining what happened there. And this isn't overly true, but there are a couple shots in the trailer that hint that there might be a super soldier plotline. If that's the case, this movie has way too much going on. I don't know how they're going to develop Sam Wilson to fully become Captain America, holding the mantle that Steve Rogers held for many years. And we're also going to develop Falcon, who I already don't really care about. Introduce these 3 new villains. Plus end stuff about Eternals. There's just way too much going on in this movie from what it seems, from what we've seen, that I'm honestly worried that this movie is going to be all over the place. Now, as I said earlier, the Falcon and Winter Soldier show is a pretty bad show. Well, I don't think it's bad. I think it's really mid. It's just nothing to me. I didn't really get into it. And the creators of that show are working on this film as well, which really doesn't fill me with a lot of confidence. Now, the director didn't work on that show, but he did direct The Cloverfield Paradox, which is not a really good film. It's really not. 2 of the writers wrote Falcon and the Winter Soldier, but there's also another writer who didn't work on that, but they did write my favourite episode of Moon Knight, so that's kind of giving me a little bit of confidence. So the team behind this film is directing a show that I and a lot of people didn't really like, so already that's just not filling me with a lot of confidence, and this is of course trying to be a bit of a sequel to that show as well. So, I mean, they might do well. As I said, I want to be surprised by them. But just from their names and credits alone, just really doesn't hype me up for this film as much. Now, this film has had a mad production. This has gone through production hell. This movie has been pushed back, affected by the strikes. It's been affected by an actor passing away, poor test screenings. We've had it all. It was originally supposed to come out in May this year. Then it was pushed back to July. Then it was pushed back again, and then Deadpool and Wolverine took that release spot. And now it's been pushed back all the way to February next year. That's over a year. By the way, this movie was announced in about 2022. So that's nearly 3 years we've waited for this film. And the reason for this movie being pushed back is for a lot of reasons. The script has gone through many rewrites, as we've heard. They've changed the title of the movie. I think it was originally going to be called Captain America New World Order. Now it's Brave New World. I don't know if that's because of how the movie plays out, but we shall see. Another reason which may have affected the production a little bit was the death of William Hurt, who played Thaddeus Ross throughout the MCU. He'll be sadly missed. They had to try and find a replacement. They found Harrison Ford. I'm very excited. A really good choice. But still, that death was really sad, and obviously it affected how they were going to do this film. But I think the biggest factor for this movie getting delayed a lot is the fact that they had no actors. The actors and writers strike. I mean, they really wanted to do a lot of reshoots for this film. Can't really do that if you don't have your actors, though. And also, this movie has had several test screenings, and none of them have been positive. We've heard a lot of feedback on social media saying that the movie's too convoluted. Apparently, it goes all over the place. It just really doesn't fill me or others with much confidence when you hear stuff like that. But I do think there is a positive element to this movie getting pushed back. Marvel has said so many times that they're going to focus on quality over quantity now. And I think this is probably a big one that they really want to get right. I'm guessing they really want to use Sam in Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars. And they're going to make people like me like him. And make his development into the new Captain America really good. We've got to really root for him. I'm not really rooting for this character really now, but this movie could change that. And I really do hope that them taking their time with this, pushing it back, trying to make sure that it works, is a good sign for the future of Marvel. I really do hope it is. But for what we've heard and what we've seen, I'm very conflicted. The trailers were sick. I thought the trailers were brilliant. Red Hulk looks absolutely fantastic. I'm so happy that they got him right. But when you hear about the behind-the-scenes stuff, the test screenings, the people involved writing and directing this film, really just doesn't fill me with much confidence. But we'll only know the quality of this movie when we actually see it. We can't judge it on trailers and what we've heard behind the scenes. Let's just wait until February 15th and let's see what the movie's like. But yeah, guys, I hope you all enjoyed this video. I just wanted to let you know my thoughts on the new Captain America movie, why I'm both excited and very concerned for this movie. Do let me know your excitement levels for Captain America Brave New World. Are you really excited for this one? Are you not really? Are you somewhere in the middle? Do let me know. But I hope you all enjoyed this video. Have a good day. And see you later.